Hello and welcome back to Ali Mac Mechanical. Today we're making a batch of dark ale. We're going to make a batch of dark ale. I've got hops on the go over here. I'm just in the process of adding some sugar. My preference is to add the demerara when it works well, and I use about a kilo of demerara sugar. I find this works quite well. I'm still actually waiting on the hops boiling there. I think it'll be another few minutes yet. Bear with me and I shall check. But you can see the demerara sugar. This is now from the Cooper's kit. Cooper's I've been quite successful with. Right, sorry, I'm cutting my head off. I'm going to add some hot water to the sugar, and then we're going to add the extract. I've got approximately 1.5 litres of water here, and I've got in the kettle, I've got just over that, I've got 1.7, they say 2 litres. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the hot water from the kettle, and then I'm going to add the extract. So I'm just going to add the 1.5 litres from here. So they say add 2 litres, so I'm going to add that. It's probably slightly less than a litre in here. In the extract. In fact, I'm going to go and get Tina to give me a hand to see if she'll hold that sieve so that we don't put the hops in the... Right, so if Tina could hold the sieve for me and not blow that. Right, okay. So if you hold the sieve. I'll pour this over. Just turn that off. Right, I've got a spoon there that's been sitting in the sterilising water, which has done the job nicely. So that's now had the hops and that have been added, the hot water has been added, so we have 2 litres of hot sugar here at the moment. Right, so let's see, we'll add that like that, and then we take the malt extract and pour the malt extract in. This does sometimes take a wee while to go in. Tastes no bad, I will actually let you see it once I've got the remainder of the can in. So just hang with me. I had this soaking in hot water, so it's quite it's treacly looking, and won't take that long to empty completely. And it is absolutely boiling in this living room. Today we've got a really clammy day, but it's been raining this morning, so my stocks of beer was running low, so I'm just using the spoon to coax the remainder of it out. A lot of people use hot water, which is absolutely fine, but I believe I have enough hot water actually in the, without actually adding more hot water to it. Yeah, so I suppose I could give it a wee splash of hot water in it. Excuse the noise while I wait for this kettle to boil. I'm just going to put half a litre of water in that. In fact, I'll stop you there and I'll come back in a couple of seconds. Now, I'm going to add 4 teaspoons of Lyle's syrup. So, 1. Get it in. 2, 3, and they're pretty generous, which helps absorb syrup. And that's just to melt it off a spoon. You don't have to add syrup, that's just me, it's just my preference. I mean, the other things that I've added when making the beer is dark ales especially, is honey. You can even add heather, believe it or not. So it just really depends on what flavours you want yourself, what you're going for. As you can see, the can's kind of empty. There's not really a lot left in that, so that'll go in the bin. The other thing I suggest is you put, when the bin is completely full, you put the bin out almost immediately, because you'll end up with flies. There's nothing flies like more than a drop of beer. Make sure that it's all nice and stirred and a good consistency. I'll try and let you see it. Move it forward. And you should be able to see it there. It's a good consistency. Right. So now I'm going to fill this up with water. Cold water, that is, right, to around about the 20 litre mark, just over, and because I can't find anything, I'm going to use my kettle. I can't find my jug, and to be fair, I don't think my jug will actually fit in the sink at the moment, but but if you give me a second, I'll just see if that's in here. We do have a large sink, a large pot. Maybe a bit quicker if we do that. I'm just a hobby brewer, and everything that I brew myself is drunk either by myself or by my brother. We do swap stuff. He gives me port and I give him beer. So I think I've worked it out that my average price of a pint is about 40 pence. So for me it's worthwhile doing it. I don't have any young children running about or anything like that, so the other thing is no one can tamper with it other than me and the wife, you know, and my wife doesn't drink, so it's kind of a one on me, you know. So I'll leave that now between 7 and 10 days with after I pitch the yeast. I'll leave that, like I say, between 7 and 10 days to ferment. So we'll have to take a gravity reading off it, so I know what the gravity is, and I'll have to take a temperature reading so I know what the temperature reading is. I'm sorry you can't quite see me at the moment, but you can see the brew. Maybe you'd rather look at the brew than look at me anyway. But that's what I do. In fact, I reckon that's probably going to be a wee bit too warm at the moment to pitch the yeast, so we'll have to maybe wait a few minutes for it to cool down. I think it's between 21 and 27. I know that on my channel you see me pitch yeast, and you've seen me make dark ale before, but you know, sometimes I'm not as, you know, I don't show you as much as what's going into it. Right, so at the moment that's sort of still climbing at 26, so I think that's still a bit too hot to pitch the yeast. 27. So yeah, that's still too hot. 28. So we're going to let that cool down. You see that? I don't know if you'll manage to see it, my finger's in the way. 28. So we'll let that cool down, and I'll bring us back when it's cooled down a bit, okay, and I'll show you it's pitched in the yeast. So that's, I've waited a few minutes, been away for about 10 minutes. We've got because I've just taken the thermometer out of the sterilising thing. It's away up at 40 degrees. Probably have to wait for this to cool down a wee bit before I stick it in there, in the brew. We were aiming for anything around sort of between 21 and 27. Oh, I almost forgot to take a gravity reading, so you'll see me taking a gravity reading after I take the temperature off the brew. Oh, it's just dropping down now nicely, so might need Tina's help there to hold it in while I take a gravity reading. I'm sure she'll oblige. It's about 20 odd degrees in here anyway, you know. It's about 20, 21 in this room, man. And it's not, you're not seeing it drop much more than 22 degrees. No, it is. Right, anyway, we're going to go for it anyway and see what it is. It's still a bit warm. But I suppose we can take the hydrometer reading while I'm waiting. So we'll take the hydrometer reading of the brew. We've got this wonderful clips on the side here. You can just clip that in there and turn the top off just now. Otherwise we'll end up with beer everywhere and the missus won't be happy. Tina being my better half. So I expect this to be around the 1040 mark. I've even seen it at 1050, which to me, I mean, is okay. I mean, every brew I've had around about 1050, 1040. I've even had 1060s, and to be fair, you know, everything's been good. Here we go, there's it there. So that, and we're just gonna put this in, and it is around about the 1045 mark. I don't know how well you're gonna see this because it likes to stick to the side. Just under the 1040. So it's just under the 1040. Yep, tastes good. So that's not obligatory, you don't have to do that. You don't have to taste it if you don't want to taste it. But I always take a wee taste just to see what it tastes like. Gives me a rough idea of what it should taste like when it's ready. Now we're back to the old thermometer. So and we're coming in at 27 degrees there, 28 degrees. 28.2 at the moment. So I'm going to have to leave that a wee bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to go away. I might even have a cup of tea. And I'm going to come back. Right, so I went away there, came back, and it was just hovering at about 26. So that's me now. I'm going to pitch the yeast, and we're gonna, I don't stir it in, I just leave the yeast on top. Some people stir the yeast in. I prefer not to. I prefer just to leave the yeast on top. So if you like this video of me making beer, there'll be more beer videos somewhere up there, right? And if you like cars or anything else that I do visits around Scotland and stuff like that, they'll be up on that side. So, and if you feel like it, subscribe, no obligation. So, see you all in the next one, and I hope you enjoy this video.